At some point, we all hit it. That wall. That moment where you're just done. You're tired, you're discouraged, and every single part of you is just screaming, I quit. It's a totally human feeling, happens to everyone. So, in this explainer, we're going to dig into what you can actually do in that exact moment. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, we have to reframe this whole conversation. And this quote from Roger Crawford, it's absolutely perfect for that. See, failure isn't who you are. It's something that happens. It's just a moment in time, a data point. It's not your identity. It doesn't get to define you. Let's just get that straight right from the very beginning.
I know. That's a great idea in theory. But when you're really in the thick of it, when you feel lost or totally powerless or just plain exhausted, what are you supposed to do then? Seriously, how do you find the strength to take even one more step? That's the real million-dollar question we're tackling here. Look, before we even start talking about solutions, we got to be real about the struggle itself. This isn't about just thinking positive and pretending the pain isn't there. No way. It's about looking it right in the eye. That feeling is real, it's valid, and trying to ignore it is it's just kicking the can down the road.
When you hit that low point, your brain can turn into this echo chamber of awful thoughts. Things like, I'm so alone, I'm a failure, or the big one, what's even the point? Does any of this sound familiar? The most important thing to get is that you are not the only person who thinks these things. They are super common, but man, they are also super destructive if you just let them run wild.
And this right here is the first big move you have to make. It's a small change in words, but it's a massive shift in mindset. You've got to go from passively listening to that negative voice in your head to actively talking back to it. You have to be the one to challenge those thoughts, to argue with them, and to replace them with something better. That's how you start taking the steering wheel back. So now we're going to get a little deeper. We're going to talk about a core philosophical choice that, believe it or not, sits underneath your entire ability to keep going. Jordan Peterson argues that when you're truly suffering, you're standing at a fork in the road, a fundamental decision about what life is all about.
So let's break down these two paths. On one side, you can just decide that nothing really matters. And weirdly, there's an upside, no responsibility. But the price you pay is this constant, nagging feeling of angst. On the other side, you can choose that everything you do matters. Now that's a heavy path. It means your failures are real failures. But it also means your life can have enough meaning to actually make all the struggle and suffering worth it.
So here's the gut check question, isn't it? Do you actually want that weight? Because choosing meaning is the same thing as choosing responsibility. It means you have to accept that your actions, the good and the bad, have real consequences in the world. It's a pretty intimidating thought for sure, but it's also where all genuine purpose comes from. Okay, but how in the world do you carry a weight like that every single day without just collapsing? You need fuel. You need a powerful engine to push you through all the hard stuff. And that engine, that's your why. Man, this might be one of the most powerful sentences ever written about what makes us tick. Nietzsche just nails it. If your reason for doing something, your why, is strong enough, you can put up with almost any obstacle, any setback, any how the world throws at you. So, what even is a why? Let's be clear. It's not some surface-level goal like, I want to be rich. No, it's that deep, gut-level emotional reason that you're even in the fight to begin with. It's the thing that makes all the sacrifice make sense. It's personal, it's powerful, and it's what you have to grab onto when you feel like letting go. Your why can be pretty much anything, as long as it means the world to you. I mean, look at these examples. It could be for your mom. It could be to prove all those people wrong who said you couldn't do it. Maybe it's for your family. The main thing is, it has to be bigger than your own comfort in this one single moment. Seriously, think about it right now. Who are you doing this for? Whose face pops into your head? Is it your kids, your partner? Maybe it's the memory of someone you loved. Whoever it is, that's your anchor. When the storm gets bad, that's what you hold on to for dear life. All right, so you've got your why. That's your fuel. But a rocket engine with no rocket just burns out on the launch pad. So how do you turn that motivation into actual daily action? Let's talk about building a practical structure that'll support you so you don't just burn out.
This idea is a total game changer. Stop being a tyrant to yourself with some horrible schedule you're just going to hate. Instead, negotiate with yourself. Ask yourself, hey, what am I actually willing to do today? Design a day that has a decent mix of work and reward. And here's the secret sauce. Don't aim for perfection. Just aim to hit it 51% of the time. If you do that, you're winning. These tiny wins day after day build up into something massive.
And a huge part of that daily structure is tackling your problems when they show up. Don't let that scary-looking bill sit on the counter for a week. Every little problem you ignore just gets bigger and meaner. Trust me, it is so much easier to face a dragon when it's a tiny lizard than to wait until it's a fire-breathing monster that's going to burn your whole house down.
Now let's put a price tag on doing nothing. You see this number? Over $100,000 a year. Sounds insane, right? Well, here's the math from Jordan Peterson. If you waste just 4 to 6 hours every day doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, things you don't even really enjoy, that can add up to that much in lost potential value every single year. Your time is literally worth a fortune. Stop throwing it away.
And you know, this cost isn't just about money. It's about this, right here. It's about a choice between two kinds of pain. The pain of discipline and hard work, that's temporary. But the pain of looking back on your life and regretting all the things you didn't do, man, that pain can last forever. Okay, so we've acknowledged the pain. We've chosen our path. We've found our why, and we've started to build a structure. So what's the last piece of the puzzle? What's the final mindset you need to actually take that next step right now?
You have to burn this into your brain. When you're in the middle of that struggle, that feeling of strain and difficulty, that's not a stop sign. That's the feeling of your muscles tearing so they can grow back stronger. That pain you feel today is literally the raw material for the strength you're going to need tomorrow.
And please remember this. That overwhelming desire to quit, that's usually the final boss battle right before you level up. Real progress only happens at the very edge of what you think you can do. So when you feel that urge to just throw in the towel, you need to know that a huge breakthrough could be just one more step away.
I just love this quote because it captures the whole paradox of success perfectly. You hear these stories about overnight success, but it's never true. That one night is the result of thousands of days of grinding, of showing up, of pushing through, especially on the days they really didn't want to. It just takes years of work to get to that one magical night.
So in the end, we're right back where we started, with a choice. But now you're armed with these ideas, the choice for meaning, the power of your why, and a plan for building a real structure. The next move? Well, that's on you. What's the one small thing you're going to do right now? The power is in your hands.